Then organization of adult education. First one is village level. In village level, youth clubs and Mahila Mandals are organized for this purpose. In village panchayat, the secretary of cooperative society, if any, they will give the adult education. Then secretary of the cooperative society and primary school teacher in the village should combine their role to teach the adult education. Then block level, there should be full-time officers at the block level, one man and one woman for giving adult education. There should be full-time officers in block level, full-time officers at the block level for giving adult education, one man and one woman. Then district level, every district social education officer to supervise the work of all social education officers, both male and female. In district level, there will be social education officers, both male and female social education officers, and an district social education officer to supervise their work, whether they are giving the adult education properly. District level, every district social education officer to supervise the work of all social education officers, both male and female. Then in state level, joint or deputy director at the state level to look after the administration of all aspects of adult education. State level, joint or deputy director at the state level for look after the administration of all aspects of adult educations. They will supervise all aspects of adult education. Joint or deputy director at the state level. Then central level, Ministry of Education in charge of the programs of adult education. In central level, Ministry of Education is in charge of the adult education program. So all these programs implemented by the central scheme through state education department. All these programs are implemented by central scheme through state education department. Next we will see the materials for adult education. What are the materials for adult education? First one is reading materials. In that, daily newspapers, books and pamphlets, periodicals. Periodicals means magazines, papers. That periodicals weekly and monthly. Magazines, books, then papers, periodical, weekly, papers, then monthly. All these are included in the periodicals. Then second one is audio visual materials. Audio visual materials, main AV aids used are blackboard, bulletin board, film, charts, graphs, maps were also used. Blackboard, bulletin board, film, charts, graphs, maps were also used for the adult education. First one is reading materials, that daily newspapers, books and pamphlets, periodicals, weekly and monthly. Second one is audiovisual aids, AV aids, blackboard, bulletin board, film, charts, graphs, maps are also used. Then methods of teaching adults. What are the methods of teaching? First one is learner dominated approach. In learner dominated approach, first one is trial and error method. The learner concentrates his efforts by repeating an activity number of times and acquire skill. That is trial and error method. Trial and error method means doing the same work repeatedly. Learner concentrates his efforts by repeating an activity number of times and acquires after repeating an activity a number of times, they will be thorough the that is skills. That is the trial and error method. The learner concentrates his efforts by repeating an activity number of times, repeating, again repeating. If error, again repeating. Thus, they acquire the skill. Second one is individual investigation method. It involves thinking or learning by insight, supplemented use of library, use of laboratory, survey and field trips. It involves thinking or learning by insight. By individual investigation method. Studying individually. That is thinking or learning by insight, supplemented by with the help of use of library, then use of laboratory, then survey and field trips. Field trips means the excursion like study tour. That is the field trips. Then third one is project method. It combines first and two methods. Project method is the trial and error method and individual investigation method. So the methods of teaching adults. First one is learner dominated approach. In that trial and error method, individual investigation method and project method. Second one is teacher dominated methods. First one learner dominated methods. Next second one teacher dominated methods. In that lecture method, counseling, casework teacher goes into the history of an individual case and teaches him the way to lead happy and satisfied life. Casework means teacher goes into the history of an individual case and teaches him the way to lead happy and satisfied life. Then demonstration. Then cooperative methods, that is group discussion. These are the teacher dominated methods: lecture method, counseling, casework, demonstration and cooperative methods. Then agencies of adult education. What are the agencies of adult education? First one is classes of people like teachers, government servants, volunteers, social education workers. What are the agencies of adult education? First one is classes of people like teachers. Teachers can give adult education, government servants, volunteers, social education workers. Then regular educational institution like schools, colleges, universities, libraries, community centers. Education can give by schools, colleges, universities, libraries and community centers. Regular education institution like schools, colleges, universities, libraries and community centers. Then informal education device like forum, study circle, discussion groups, listening groups and camps. That is informal. Informal means not planned. Formal education device like forums, study circles, discussion groups, listening groups and camps. Then recreational education bodies like theaters by seeing the film. Then institution whose primary function is not education, that is religious bodies. These are the agencies of the adult educations. Agencies of the adult educations, classes of people like teachers, government servants, volunteers, social education workers. Then regular educational institutions like schools, colleges, universities, libraries and community centers. Then informal education device like forums, study circles, discussion groups, listening groups, camps, etc. Then recreational education bodies like theaters. Then institutional whose primary function is not education. Example, religious bodies. Next one is the principles of